من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا وكأين من حاسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما.
As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. I'm your host, Saudi Imam. Remove your shoes and enter upon your right foot upon the right state of mind. Bi'idhnillah. Topic: the convertible hijab. Now you see it, and why you don't. First of all, let's begin by defining hijab. What is hijab? Hijab is the part or the thing that covers the aura, and the aura is the part to be covered in public. There is a hard hijab or a soft aura and a hard aura. Therefore, there is soft hijab, hard hijab. Dealing strictly with women, the hijab is head to toe except for face and hands. The Hanafis say that the feet can be uncovered, but I find this to contradict the hadith. Allah says, Muhammad said is called dalil, and Sheikh said is called opinion. So if we find some, which all of the notable ulama, and excuse my allergies right now, but all the notable ulama said that if you find something that I've said that contradicts Quran and Sunnah, then my opinion is Quran and Sunnah. So they said throw it out. So the Hanafis do say you can uncover the feet. The feet are indeed a sexual object. They say, what about the face, Yahi? The face is a sexual object also. Well, the face, in all intents and purposes, is madahara minha, what must ordinarily appear. Okay, the face and the hands. Hands for utility, and the face to be recognized, to be identified. No one can give witness with a niqab on. I don't know if y'all know that. You can't make salat in niqab. You can't make Hajj in niqab, and you can't give witness in niqab. Okay, so the munaqaba women, cannot give witness. They would have to remove the niqab in order to give witness, because if you give witness, you have to be witnessed. Okay, I know there was a big thing when police would pull people over, and they would say, "I'm not removing my niqab," and or they would take their driver's license picture and they would take it in niqab. Well, I'm gonna tell you, as a Muslim man, one niqabi to the next, if I cannot see their eyes, I don't know who is who. And there is even instances of people that live in Saudi. They have a thing called throwing numbers. They will go to the mall, pass by random sisters, and just hand them their number to call later, to meet later, for a rendezvous. Okay. One instance, it's come from a brother, born and raised in Saudi. He say one man actually handed his number to his own mother. She's munakaba. He handed his number to his own mother. But nevertheless, let's go past that. Hijab for a woman is head to toe except for face and hands. Agreed. And others add other stipulations to it. But we're not going with that. We're going to go with the basic, okay? The hijab is fard. It is obligatory. Some women say that, well, I didn't find it in Quran to be obligatory. Well, Allah Ta'ala says, draw your khimar ala jiyubihinna. The neck to the bosom is the jayb. To draw your khimar that way. Don't wear it backwards like the Nation of Islam, Nation of Kufr, I should say, or like the nuns do. Don't wear it backwards. Throw it over your jayb. So this is what the women did at that particular time. So specific articles of clothing are the abaya, which is the overgarment, the jilbab, and then you have the khimar, which is the headscarf. Okay, sometimes that is worn correctly or incorrectly, but nevertheless, this all constitutes hijab, which means covering, as the Desi would say, purda. Nevertheless, okay, let's go over some reasons why the hijab converts, like a convertible car. Zzz. Why does it convert? Okay, reasons. Soft dudes. There are dudes that are at their youth. They are procures. They are men that do have no jealousy. They have no ghira over their women folk, whether it be their wives, even all the way to their mothers. They have no ghira. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Sister Amina. So at their youth, may marry a mutahajibat. A woman that wears hijab. And he may tell her not to wear it. I've heard instances of soft dudes at their youth. And Muhammad said, at their youth la yadkhuluna jannah. The youth will not enter paradise. Okay? So I've heard of dudes telling women, I don't want you wearing hijab when you're with me. It causes unwanted attention. As if her uncovered body won't cause unwanted attention. But nevertheless, I've seen sisters wear hijab, pull up to the masjid looking like Pakistani or Arab Barbie, because they wore hijab. Then they married this dude who told them that he can get her to heaven, and then they took the hijab off. I've seen it. I've seen this couple on Facebook. He looked like one of them dudes that's going to heaven. He got the beard, Arab clothes, all that stuff. He's taking, it ain't like she took off her hijab and took pictures. She took pictures with him with no hijab on. The sister was always covered. She's a married sister. You might say, bro, you have no right. You have no right. I went in her inbox. And I said, what's going on? What the hell's going on? Mafi Jahannam. What in hell is going on? And she said, what? I say, take it down. Take it down. Her husband is at the youth. He doesn't care. I cared enough. I only know the sister covered. I don't want to see her uncovered. So I said, take it down. She said, yes, sir. And she took it down. Why didn't the husband tell her to take it down? See, soft dudes are also the reasons why hijab converts. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Sister, is that Sakina? Sister Sakina, alhamdulillah. Okay. So soft dudes at their youth, and people call at their youth pimp. Nope, not pimps. At their youth is worse than a pimp. At their youth is worse than a pimp. Although a pimp will pimp out his wife. He will put his wife on the stroll. You know, a pimp will do that. But at their youth is worse than that. At their youth cares not for his mom, his nieces, his daughters, his wife, you know, his aunts. At their youth don't care for nobody female. He has no jealousy. You know, he has no jealousy. Toss it up. That's at their youth. Sister Amina says, oh, may Allah protect me from this type of husband. I mean, Thumma Amin. Thumma Amin. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Mister, I'm sorry, I'm dealing with allergies right now. My throat is hella itchy. Man, my throat is itchy. Subhanallah. May Allah Ta'ala grant me shifa. Okay. Beyond that, soft dudes, sisters may marry a brother and join his cult, you know. And sometimes these cults, they don't require covering. Like, for instance, there are some offshoot cults that don't require covering. They relax the hijab a lot, you know. Not even hijab anymore once they relax it. But nevertheless, the Waratuddin Muhammad group, his ministry, heavy on the ministry, his ministry, he taught that the hair is the hijab. Waratuddin taught that the hair is the hijab. You know, so I've seen Jewish men kiss their wives. I've seen their wives show up to the masjid covered one day, next day show up looking like Black Barbie, you know, and stuff like that. You know, same horse face, but you know, body look like Black Barbie. Terrible, horrible. A'udhu billahi min dhalik. So yeah, I've seen it. So that's just one group that I mentioned because they're not too keen on the hijab. They have a different understanding of hijab than what the Rasul Muhammad sallallahu taught. Okay, so yeah, so soft dudes at their youth, procures, you know, and cults. Okay, number 2 reason that the hijab converts, environment, simply environment. Okay, you have traditional Muslims. These people did not, you know, basically start off raised by non-Muslims. They were raised by Muslims. You know, people the professing Muslims. When I'm saying good or bad, I'm saying professing Muslims. They didn't find Islam. They grew up in a household that professed Islam. So they're just traditional Muslims. So when they see converts cover, they say, wow, wow. I remember one instance, a sister from Saudi, she was flying in. As soon as the plane took off, the hijab says, zzz. The higher the plane go up, the more her hijab fell to the khimar fell to the back, you know. And when she got off the plane, she saw some sisters from our masjid. At that time, the feds closed it down, of course. Well, the feds, and I'll discuss that another time again. But nevertheless, she saw what she said. Sister, where are you from? Born and raised in America. And and you wear hijab? Oh, that's so wonderful. She said, are you Muslim? Yeah. I said, why you don't wear hijab? Oh, I do in my country. Well, it's Allah's earth, you know. That was the understanding that we taught. You know, that's Allah's earth. So they the hijab converted, you know, leaving Saudi, you know. The hijab converted. Nevertheless, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Sister Amina Surf. Okay. So traditional Muslims, they really didn't embraced Islam. They were raised in a house that professed Islam. The dad may not be that knowledgeable. The community may not be that knowledgeable, or anybody within it. Or the sheikh knows it, but he doesn't, tell anybody. He doesn't enforce it. So he's waiting for Allah's punishment himself or herself. And they, like I say again, they never embraced Islam. So the hijab may convert. Okay, and you'll see this. What they I'm gonna tell you an instance. We were in Dallas, Texas. Okay, who's this? Okay, Abdul Haq, love that name. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Okay, we were in Dallas, Texas, and I angered a brother from Jordan. Love this brother Tariq. Love him, mashallah. Learned so much from him. His son was a little boy. He knew more Quran than me. I was 24, maybe almost 25, 24. And he knew more Quran than me. I didn't like it. So every time I heard he learned a new surah, I would learn the surah. I would not let that little boy outdo me. So the little boy was my inspiration to learn more and more Quran, alhamdulillah, by memory. So nevertheless, Tariq, we're riding around Dallas, Texas, and I see some people come out of this storefront, like a strip mall, one part of it, storefront. Apparently, I learned that it was a masjid. Wallahu alim. They came out, they had their shawls, thrown over their shoulders. They came out, hair all out. I said, look at those Hindus. Me, I was young, young in the deen, but still, what I saw was Hindus. I didn't see Muslims. Allah knows their heart. I didn't see the dot. I was too far away to see the dot, So I said, look at those Hindus. And Tariq, not being from Dallas, but living in Dallas, he knew that that was a masjid, so to speak. So he said, brother, those are Muslims. I said, Yahi, how do you know? He said, those are Muslims. I say, well, how would I know? And this is knowledgeable. This brother is very knowledgeable. MashaAllah, very knowledgeable. So I'm like, how would I know that they're Muslim? See, the hijab is a crown, and the queens of our ummah don't go out in public without their crown, without the tiara. Because if they go out without the queen's crown, or the princess tiara, if they go out, no one would know their status in society. So when the hijab converts, they become like common folk. And the common folk, I don't even want to tell you what we call them. You know what I'm saying? So nevertheless, these people come out, they're all traditional Muslim looking like Hindus. So I said, look at those Hindus. And Tariq got mad and said, no, those are Muslims. I said, how do you know? He said, I know that they're Muslim. I said, but how would I know? And that was the whole point, okay? There is, among environment, cultural hijab. Some people just don't wear it right. They got the bangs out. They just don't wear it right. They just don't wear it right. It's halfway on the head, look like LeBron James' hairline. They just don't wear it right. And this is just culturally, a lot of people in Africa, I don't know what's going on, but they don't be covering. They wear skirts up to their knees. They got their arms out, Aunt Jemima, look like they making pancakes. Every time I see them, I think about breakfast, So this is really traditional, And people say that traditional Arab dress, it's not Islamic, so to speak. And people say, well, they get a pass. No, that's cultural hijab, but it's not the hijab of Islam. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Matik. Okay. Another reason under environment, still on environment, non-practicing families. Your dad wasn't on the deen, or mom wasn't on the deen, or single mom wasn't on the deen, or single dad wasn't on the deen. So you have like I say, when I married one of my favorite wives of the past, Asma, she had the hijab to the back, and her ears were out. Her ears weren't big as mine, but she had her ears out, And her brother said, brother, your wife got her ears out, brother. You can't do that, brother. I said, don't worry, I got it. Brother, I'm trying to tell you. I say, you're telling me. I say, I know what I'm doing. You know, I mean, he act like he want me to grab her by the head and the headlock and do a hip toss and make her submit, make her tap out. You know, like, dude. Next time he saw her, she was covered properly. You know, next time, I mean, she came from a community, one of those cults, the Al Fuqara cult. You know, I think they follow Sheikh Jelani. I think Jelani whatever. If they follow this, not Jelani. I take that back. I forgot that guy name. Anyway, some guy in Pakistan, right? It's crazy how a bunch of Negroes are always following somebody. Boy, ain't that crazy? Boy, Negroes are a strange creature. Anyway, so you know, she next time he saw her, she was covered correctly. You know, let me handle it, bro. You know what I mean? You know, she come from a long line of trauma dealing with them folks. Anyway, nevertheless, so non-practicing families or, you know, ill-informed families can cause the hijab to convert. Okay. Under environment, again, location. There's one sister from a place. I'm always ragging on it, bagging on it. Everybody know that place I always talking about. And there are other places that are, you know, of that ilk. And this sister, man, I mean, I'm gonna give her props. This sister is beautiful. I mean, she is one of the most beautiful women on the face of this earth. And every time I saw a picture of her, she was always covered when she posted on Facebook. Always covered, you know. And I was so proud of her in that, you know. And the sister, man, she been posting lately with the hair flowing all the way. I don't know if it's real or not, all the way down, and she ain't covered. I had to do a double take. Is that the sister? And I said, you know, and I went to the post, and everybody's giving her compliments, Kafirs and at their youth dudes. You know what I'm saying? These probably Muslim dudes that don't mean no good for her. They just want to congratulate her in haram. You know, they might as well say Shaitan be praised. You know. So anyway, I got angry. I say, I guess I'm the only believer. I guess I'm the first believer to comment on this post. I say, sister, fear Allah and regain your dignity as a Muslimah. You know, regain your dignity as a Muslimah. That's exactly what I said. And then, you know, brother come behind me. Oh, brother, you know, you should have, you can use nicer words. I said, fear Allah and regain your dignity as a Muslimah. You know, what are you talking about? I could use nicer words or something like, dude. I said, dude, you part of the problem. You part of the reason that she feels comfortable taking off her hijab. I mean, just stunning. 10 of 10 with hijab on, you know. And it really saddened me, you know, because first thing, you know, these dudes do, they want to correct the correction. They don't correct the sin. They want to correct the correction. You could have went in her inbox. Man, I've been in that sister inbox so many times. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, but nevertheless, instead of correcting her or addressing her, they say they want to correct the correction. Okay, and then they say we should have went in her inbox. We should have went in my inbox. I mean, it's just hypocrisy 360. Okay, Matik McCall says the Negroes would try and trick you. Indeed, they do. So again, that's under environment, location. Some people are from certain places where they are munakaba during the day and they strip at night. This is true in a lot of the big cities. Well known on the East Coast. You know, well known for people to do that. Okay. Now, let's go to the next category. Lifestyle change. Lifestyle change can cause the hijab to convert all the way to the back. You know, lifestyle change, weight loss. Sometimes sisters lose weight. They start getting lax in hijab. Leggings, feet out, all that. You know what I'm saying? Boobies out, hair out, whatever. Really, really relax, because they lost weight. So it was a lifestyle change. They lost weight, so they want to show everybody, show everybody, Allah sees all. You don't have to take off your clothes for Allah to see you, So obviously they want mankind to see them, Another lifestyle change. Sister goes through divorce. Okay. She goes through divorce, and man, I've been married for 5 years. I've been married 7 years. I finna relax, as if Allah is not God anymore. So then they'll relax the hijab. They'll relax the hijab. Okay. The hijab will convert. Okay. The last one under lifestyle change is get back. You know, they divorced the husband, khula'a, or he divorced them talaq, and they said, well, I'm gonna get me some get back. So they'll take off the hijab, walk around, uncovered, naked almost, to show him. Well, you ain't showing him nothing. You showing him that he made the right decision by divorcing you. Or you showing him that he did the right thing by agreeing to your khula'a. He agreed to it because all the problems y'all were having are stemming from you don't fear Allah. And if you say, well, he don't fear Allah, okay, well, is he walking around naked? Because a man has an order too. The private parts, front and back. That's an order of a man. And salat is navel to knee. So is he walking around naked? Excuse my allergies. I want to apologize for everybody that's entering late into the room. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Brother Jamil. Okay. Anyway, continuing. Well, my nose is killing me, man. My throat, nose, everything. Okay. Fashion. Fashion causes the hijab to convert. The bangs out, like I mentioned, famous with the Pakistanis and the Indians. They got the bangs out. But Indians, I think Indians kind of throw it on their shoulder and leave it all out. The Pakistanis, they keep the bangs out. You know what I'm saying? They love bangs. The earrings. Muhammad Sallam said the ears are not part of the face. So if the face can show that, the ears can't show because the ears are not part of the face. So they want to show their earrings, so they'll leave the lobe out or they'll leave the whole ear out. It's all about fashion, all about fashion. Makeup, they do the makeup and everything, and I noticed the most fashionable sisters, if you see them all made up, covered properly, but all made up in the face, which is actually at tabarruj, but we're gonna let that be for another day. If you go through their pictures, on their profile page, whatever, you go through their pictures, you're gonna find some uncovered pics. You'll find some uncovered pics. Because see, that's what fashion does. Fashion is about acceptance, okay? You can take an ugly sweater and somebody says, man, that sweater's ugly. Man, this is Gucci. That sweater's ugly. Man, this is such and such. Man, them shoes are ugly. Man, these are Dolce and Gabbana. Man, them shoes are ugly. Man, these are child traffic shoes, or whatever, So, fashion means a lot to these people, See, this is a cheap Ross hoodie, okay? Paid less than $15 maybe for it, okay? But if they put a Nike swoosh on it, it becomes a $50 hoodie. But see, the same hoodie don't have Nike on it, so therefore, I don't have the prestige of the idiot that will pay $50 for this sweater. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, so fashion, okay? Slim jilbab, they'll go from covering correctly, like Muhammad said, do not show the shape of your bones, your shape of your body. So they'll go from covering correctly to wearing that slim, that form-fitting jilbab, that form-fitting one, they want to show you what they're working with, So that's all in the name of fashion. If you're gonna get your toes did, might as well show them. This is the mentality of those that are heavy into fashion. Fashion is to impress the next person. Because see, if I get put on a Nike hoodie or this hoodie, I'm not necessarily warmer. I'm not necessarily I don't feel any better, because I have a swoosh versus not a swoosh, I don't feel any better. But fashion is everything for a lot of people, so they go above and beyond and waste money, trying to keep up with fashion. And fashion is causing a lot of people to convert their hijab because hijab is not in style. And they got sisters that wear hijab, quote unquote, proper, but they're heavy into fashion and they stay heavily made up. And you won't know how they look until they take a hot shower. You know, until they take a hot shower, you'll never know how they really look. All in the name of fashion, okay? The other next category is modesty lacking. They're just not modest people. So the hijab will convert, okay? Whether 304 or not, the hijab will convert, okay? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah, brother Ayub. The hijab will indeed convert if they are lacking modesty. A lot of women come into Islam opposing the hijab. I've seen them. A lot of these TikTokers that are becoming Muslim because of the high level of iman that the Palestinian women, men, and children are showing. They are converting to Islam for that particular reason, out of emotion, not really understanding the deen. I'm proud of Megan Rice. I'm kind of proud of her. I hope she gets around Muslims that can teach her concepts, because she's with these different organizations, and they, a lot of them don't even cover. A lot of them organizations, the leaders of them organizations like ISNA, ICNA, all them, they don't cover. They don't cover. They got LG, HDTV, and all that stuff, with them. So they may lead her far, far straight. Next time you see her, I would be like Dalek. She may not be covered, but right now, alhamdulillah, she's covered, and I'm proud of her. Next category is, again, staying with that, they oppose hijab. They'll say, I like Islam. I just, I'm not ready to cover. And the Muslim will tell them, oh, don't worry about it. Don't, whatever part of Islam you ain't ready for right now, don't do it. Totally against Quran and Sunnah. You made, like they say, you made that up. You made that Islam up. Allah said, udkhulu fi silmi kafa, into Islam completely, into Islam wholeheartedly. Don't tell people you don't have to pray. You can skip this Ramadan. You don't have to cover. You don't have to, stop doing that. Stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing that. Because you are doing, that's not dawah. It's dawah ahlul jahiliyyah. Dawah of the people of ignorance, And this is what happens. So you'll see a convertible hijab because they told her you don't have to cover. So she might cover going to a Muslim picnic, but soon as she leave the picnic, she'll take it off. You know what I'm saying? She'll take it off. Okay. Emotions. Fear. Sisters have said, I'm afraid. So I don't wear hijab because I'm afraid. So you don't wear hijab because you're afraid. Okay. That's something. Okay. That's something. But you should wear it when you're around Muslims. You should wear it at the masjid. You should wear it, when you're in safety. In safety, you should wear it. Why do you take it off when you are around Muslims? Why are you not wearing it around Muslims? So on and so forth. So if you're in fear around Muslims, then you should really be at home, locked up. You should be at home locked up. You should be at home, in seclusion. Then another one is fake fear. The ones that say they are at fear, but again, they don't cover around Muslims. One sister said that, my husband's not here. I gotta work. I gotta pay the bills. He's not around. He's in trouble, whatever. And she had a job, and she didn't cover at the job. So I said, do you cover when you're not at work? Nope. Do you cover when you're riding to work and then take it off in the car and go into work? Do you put it on when you get back in the car after work? Nope. I'm saying, so I call that fake fear. I'm not buying it, okay? Because if you're in fear, why are you in fear in times of security? In moments of security, why are you in fear? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Also, under emotions, acceptance. You don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. Muhammad ﷺ was a sore thumb. The Muslim women were sore thumbs, okay, at that time. The Sahaba, radiallahu anhum, were sore thumbs. So again, you want acceptance. So you might put a do-rag on, have your neck all out. Or they got these sisters that tie it up real nice, got the earrings out, but they tie it up real nice, and they got the turtleneck on, like that. And they try to make it work, all in the name, of acceptance. They don't want to be different, too much different than everybody, but they want to cover. So may Allah Ta'ala make it easy for them, But nevertheless, the last thing I got is Aqidah. The Aqidah ain't right. The Aqidah ain't tight. The Aqidah ain't right. You don't know what it means, La ilaha illallah. You don't know what it means. They say, well, there's no God but Allah. Well, how does that affect your life that Allah is one God? You said, well, I believe that, but how does it affect your life? If Allah is the only God, then why are you seeking acceptance? If Allah is the only God, why are you not covering in times of security when you're claiming fear at other times? So if you don't have proper aqidah, a lot of things you're not going to do. Okay, a lot of things you're not going to do. You're not going to make your salat. Your aqidah is not proper. You don't know what La ilaha illallah means. La ilaha illallah is a powerful statement, and I'm going to make a short reel about what it means, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and how did the enemies of Islam understand it. I think if we understood it half as well, or half as much, or half as clear as the enemies of Islam during the time of the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, then I think that we would be better thinking, better believing, better behaving Muslims even, inshallah ta'ala. But nevertheless, that's all that I have on the convertible hijab. Now you see it and why you don't. If you have anything to add, inshallah, please do so in the comments. And if you have any disagreements, also share those, inshallah ta'ala. Now, I don't know if I have a delusional dating profile. Let me see if I can. No, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, that's something else. Okay, that's not it. I don't think I have a delusional dating profile today. So with that being said, this is going to be the end. So sad, so sad. I have no medication. I am so allergic right now. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff right now. But nevertheless, thank you all for tuning in. Again, any agreement, disagreement, any more elaboration, inshallah ta'ala. Salam to you, the HK or whatever it is. Let me see, what is that? HK, yeah. Salam to you. Also, for those of you that missed it, go back and look over the reasons I mentioned. If you have anything to add, please do, because that will help me on the next. Okay. And who's this? This is Daima. I hope I'm saying that right. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And you're very welcome. Tune in next week. I'll have something more exciting than this one for you, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah bless you all for tuning in. Share it if you like it. I hope you learned something from it, or it was at least good dialogue, something positive. This has been your brother Saad Imam for X-Factly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Wa alaikum salam, Abdul Wali. I didn't miss you. Assalamu alaikum.